We're both peers in the product marketing organization involved with manufacturing and supply chain. You're in the ISG group. What's the implications of ISG and what are you really focused on?
Great. So ISG is a great group. It's a lot of fun in an organization because one of the things that we do, we work across with customers, we work with our partners, we work with a development organization, and we try to identify what are the biggest solutions or the requirements that our customers might have, and we help to kind of evolve our products to meet that direction.
And that's really fundamental for cloud, right? So that, one size doesn't fit all. So we can understand the nuances of a company like a life sciences company versus a manufacturing company in the discrete space. So that's a real useful input to the product marketing. One of the other things that's interesting is that you're developing a hierarchy of metrics based on benchmarks that we can use for Oracle customers. Tell us a little bit about that hierarchy of metrics and where it came from.
Yeah, so it was great. There was a lot of information that Gartner had put together in developing this hierarchy of supply chain metrics. And one of the opportunities is to actually, how do you align a business with the strategy that they really want to implement? And a challenge that a lot of companies have is they'll kind of identify their metrics and they try to do the best they can at every one of those metrics. And unfortunately, there's always trade-offs between different activities. And associated with those trade-offs, you actually have to build a way of managing your business so you can actually drive towards your individual priorities. The disadvantage with just trying to do good at everything is you end up doing good at nothing, and you end up not managing your business. And so one of the things that we're able to do with the cloud, because we cross all of the supply chain applications, we're now able to aggregate all of that information, and we believe it's a great opportunity to be able to tie that information together, to develop metrics against maybe the benchmark and look how you compare against the benchmarks in the industry, but then strategically select some of those metrics and identify particular targets that drive to your strategy. So as an example, if as a business you want to be the low-cost provider, then you might realize that your service levels might be a little bit less than what your competitors might be, but at the same time you're driving to your individual priorities. If in fact you wanted to be the best service provider, then maybe you might have a little bit more inventory than what your competitors would have. And that's your target. Those are the things you really ought to strive towards. And by having SCM in the cloud and having all the applications tied together, you're able to look across your business, across the applications, and identify the metrics that are most important to you.
That's fantastic news. So having been part of the hierarchy of metrics when I was back in AMR Gartner days, the one thing that we used to say is it enables a company to make conscious decisions of what trade-offs to make in the business. We all know that supply chain, you can start with inventory, you can start with network, you can start with logistics, but if you identify which are the suboptimal trade-offs you're making, you can actually start focusing on the right projects going to deliver value as soon as possible. So that's a huge plus, and I think in the end-to-end architecture, being able to do the analytics around that hierarchy of metrics is great, because other vendors with big monolithic applications, it's really difficult for them to flex and have different scenarios for different industries.
Oh yeah, and you bring up another point too. The idea to be able to look at these metrics across your business, because one of the biggest challenges that comes in is that each individual entity within a business could actually try to improve their aspects and then do it in isolation of all the others. And so the opportunity to tie those metrics together and be able to manage your business, collectively, allows you to do things strategically, where one organization isn't saying they're doing great. You look across and everybody thinks they're doing great, but the business as a whole is not doing well. And so the opportunity for everyone to measure exactly what the business believes is most critical and important, and be able to focus on those activities is critical.
And one last point, it also really helps having the 5-stage maturity model, because one business unit may be at a stage 2 and another business unit may be at a stage 4. And so it's different hierarchies. And everybody's going to graduate ultimately to 4, but at least you have a visual of what 2 is, what they're focusing on, and what they need to get to if they want to be a 4.
Oh, exactly. I mean, not only that, but you can actually now tie the core components together to allow you to move up that maturity model, because you can't move up the maturity model if you haven't addressed the lowest issues, right? The things that are most critical and important. So it's kind of the foundation. And if you start building upon that foundation, you can move up. And there's no better way to do that than to start to get transparency of where you are today.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, John.
Thanks, Roddy.